Good morning, everybody. Shift your mindset here on this beautiful Sunday. And I was getting up. I had my morning cappuccino. And I was listening to some music. Because music makes me happy. And I was listening to Pink Floyd, Another Brick in the Wall. And they say, "Hey, teacher, leave the kids alone." And then the children are saying, "We don't need no thought control." Bum, bum, bum. And that's about this video, this episode. In order for the aftermath of the annual meeting yesterday is stop indoctrinating our children. Children get indoctrinated by society, and that's even worse enough. As a child, we grow up, we are joyful, playful, happy, and then we get the programming already from our parents to be quiet, to stop doing something, and we change our behavior. We become less authentic year after year. And that's worse, that's already a bad thing. But growing up as a JW is super indoctrinating, because you only get to learn one side of inside the bubble of JW religion. So as kids we grow up with an extra programming application in our heads. And after yesterday's annual meeting, it was clear to me that they launched a new nuclear attack on the young ones in the organization. I was indoctrinated in the 80s, 90s as a young child, becoming a teenager, but the literature was difficult to understand. We had no videos, we had no original songs. We're playing in the congregation hall before and after the meeting starts. So I already saw the last 10 years that the kids are getting indoctrinated more and more. But we have the Caleb and Sophia movies, and kids love them, but there's always a double message in every video. It's always about Jehovah wants you to do this, Jehovah wants you to do that. This is good, this is bad. Black and white thinking 2.0. But I was a little bit, I thought, yeah, the organization is in decline. People are getting more and more awake. And it caught me a little bit by surprise yesterday that they are going full force against the young ones now. Because the young ones, instead of us, the young ones have access to the internet. The young ones have access to critical thinking skills earlier than we do. The young ones are, the world of the young ones is bigger than ours because of the internet, YouTube, social media, stuff like that. And yesterday it caught me a little bit by surprise that they were going full force on the young ones. Because they were starting the talk with a Middle Eastern village they built somewhere in the USA, I believe, or maybe it was in Australia, I don't know. But they have a Middle Eastern village and it's about Jesus and blah blah blah. Fun fact, the LDS Church, the Mormons, also have a village, but they built it way earlier, 2010. So it's a copy of another religion from the Jehovah's Witnesses. Fun fact. But they were talking about a little guy who was jumping and running around because he was so excited to see the old times like in the scriptures. So they started already the annual meeting with the young ones, a young one. Then they had the announcement that they are lowering the age from 19 till 18 years old. So in 18 years old you already can go to Bethel. Then they lowered the age of the SKA, the School for Kingdom Evangelizers. Yay, I have it right. To 21 years old. So they were pushing the young ones on branches, construction, and missionaries. So they're gonna reshuffle the deck in JW land, in the corporate organization, the business organization. It's a business organization and they want fresh blood. They also rallied the troops around our vulnerable young ones. They spoke about the circuit overseer, that he has to instruct the congregations to apply for Bethel. They rallied the troops like the elders, and they had an example of an elder who was handing over an application for Bethel to someone in our congregation, and he thought, oh, what I have to do with it? But he went to Bethel and now he's living a wonderful life. He's even married with his wife and blah, it's all kumbaya. Then they spoke to the parents, that they also have a job. How do you speak to your child? How do you instruct your child to pursue a career in the JW religion? It's also a parent's task to let your child explore the world on its own, to see what he or she is interested in, what she likes, to express their free will, to find out what are my qualities, what is my passion, what do I want with my life. But before a certain age where you can make decisions on your own, you're already applied to Bethel, because you're 18 years old and you're going to Bethel. And all the conditioning starts earlier. They're baptizing children of 8 to 10 years old. And it's, for me, immoral to baptize at such a young age, because you haven't developed a brain yet. You haven't developed your own critical thinking skills. You're just hearing one story, and it starts at a little age with the Caleb and Sophia movies. Fun fact, they started it in 2013, 2014, Caleb and Sophia, 2016 maybe, I don't know. But 5 years before that, the LDS Church, the Mormons, have invented Matt and Mindy, growing up as a Mormon family together with some older people. So Caleb and Sophia are 100% a copy of another religion. I'm gonna dive into it even more, because the Mormons and the Jehovah's Witnesses have a lot in common. And what I'm seeing now in the early stage of discovering things is that the JWs copy the Mormon church more than the other way around. So it can be helpful to see what they are implementing in the LDS church, because in 5-6 years the JWs also is going to do it, because they copied the Middle Eastern Village for the children. They copied Med and Mindy. They named it Caleb and Sophia. And they are just copycats. But it's about indoctrination of the children. They also copied, the Mormons had already that card. They gave it in 2000, and in 2016 the JWs invented the contact card to go to the JW.org website. LDS Church also further about online Bible studies and stuff like that. So we're gonna see, because it's the month of the Bible studies, that the JWs are also gonna copy that, and then we have Bible study online. But it's about these kids. A friend of mine is still JW, not going to the meetings and stuff like that. He has a worldly wife now, and he has a little beautiful daughter. And what you see is that his family still in the organization, active in the organization. If they want to babysit the child, they're gonna play those movies from Caleb and Sophia. They're gonna play original songs about paradise, and they want to learn about paradise and stuff like that. If they have the chance, they would bring that child with them to meetings. So this is also to the guys out there who are PMO, physically in, mentally out, or they're already out but their spouse and the children are still in the organization. Watch your back, but also watch your kids, because you get even more conditioned from that song and those videos of Caleb than we in the old days with just some difficult literature, what we couldn't understand at that age. How often do you remember, just out of the blue, that you are singing along with a song because it was stuck in your head? And that's what they're doing now. They want us to be conditioned at an early age. And we're going into, it is even more now. And they're gonna launch a new mission since yesterday, and it's all about the kids. That's why Life Ministry, the midweek meeting, we're gonna, with the book study in the midweek meeting, we're going to do the basic stuff for kids. The old ones are written off. Branch members also were thanked yesterday for their hard work, but fresh blood is coming. So you will see that the old generation is getting sacked from headquarters. No pension, nothing, just leave and good luck. Thank you for your service, good luck. So JWs, be careful what you put into your minds of your young ones. They are precious, they are vulnerable, they are a gift of life. Don't waste that gift with conditioning them in one way, because then you have a child. That's why they don't want you to have higher education, because you get a specialized training at headquarters. But what is that training worth in the outside world? What if it doesn't work out on battle? What if your kids getting doubts that they want something else in life? They are going away from headquarters empty-handed. They have no support system. They have no financial support system. They have not followed any form of higher education. They can't manage on their own inside the world. And a place at Bethel is not something for a lifetime. Sometimes they make rearrangements. They are reshuffling the deck. Then more people have to go. And then it's just like Kingdom Halls. We have to have less members in the Kingdom Hall. And now it's about bigger numbers in the Kingdom Hall and merging together in the Kingdom Hall and stuff like that. They are pushing for branch committees. They are pushing for ministries, for missionaries, because they were sending 36 to Madagascar here and 30 to there and blah blah blah. So they want young ones to follow a career in JW land. And eventually most of them would regret their decisions. And they weren't old enough and wise enough and developed enough to make that own decision. Because if you know me, I'm all about freedom. I'm all about free will. But what is the chance that a JW kid could express his free will when it was conditioned from day one? What's their free will worth? Nothing. Because it isn't free will. Because parents, elders, congregation members, circuit overseer, the governing body, the literature, everything is pushing them in a direction they didn't choose when they could make up their mind on their own. So if someone is 18, 19, is like a driver license. If I'm 18, I still can't drive. I started learning driving, and when I have my license, then my experience starts. And after some time, I can make up the balance and say I'm a good driver because I had my driver license for 10 years, never an accident and blah blah blah. Or you can say, hey, driving is nothing for me. I experience it now, but after 4 years, I don't like driving. I don't like doing this. I'm going another way. I'm taking a motorcycle, I'm taking the bus or the train, whatever. But then you experienced what suits you and what not. But if you are a JW kid, you never experience another thing than being pushed by your environment around you, the only people you know, because you keep the other people, the worldly people, at a distance. You hear one story only, and based on that you are being forced without knowing, but you're being forced in a certain direction. Oh, it would be nice if you were, oh yeah, if you were working on Bethel, and then, oh, that would be nice, and we are so proud as parents then, and we can talk to the whole congregation and brag about our son or daughter working at Bethel and being the head of the department of construction or whatever. Don't get fooled by your environment and what's best for you. If you are 21 or you're 25 and you want to serve at Bethel, be my guest. I'm about freedom, but I'm about freedom with that you weigh all the possibilities, all the circumstances, that you make a well-balanced decision. And at a young age, baptized at 8 or 10 years, and being pushed by the whole environment you know into a certain direction is, in my opinion, immoral. And we should never force our children in a direction because of the free labor the governing body wants. It starts with videos, it starts with small talk. Like the little kid who answers, I want to be a circuit overseer, when he's only 6 years old. He doesn't know what a circuit overseer does. He doesn't know what his job is, a circuit overseer. But he hears something, and we look up to people in the organization, and there's where the trouble starts. So people, please let children be children. Let them explore the world. Let them bump their heads and make mistakes. Because if they make mistakes, they know what they don't want anymore, and they will change direction themselves. Children, if you're watching this, if you are still young, I am proud of everybody who develops critical thinking. He or she does his research about the organization, about are they having the best interest in me, is a good question to ask. Is it about me because I'm such a loving person, or is it just about me being a number and putting in the work for free that benefits them? Some questions, take it into consideration, choose wisely, and I wish everybody a happy Sunday, enjoy your day, and we see each other on the next episode.